Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Hager number 5207-ALM. This is a hold open arm for their 5200 series surface mounted door closer. This is what we would call, or what is called, a friction style hold open. Hager doesn't refer to it, oh, they do. It's a friction hold open, they call it. Okay. This is a very easy sort of arm to install. You would be installing it in either a regular arm mount where the closer is mounted on the door and you're mounting it on the pull side, or a parallel arm mount if you had the parallel arm bracket that would be required for that, which is a part number 5914. Keep that in mind, you might need that. So easy to install on either side, or top jam mount as well, where the closer is on the header of the frame and you're mounting it on the push side of the door. And basically it's completely non-handed and reversible. And what that means is you can take the arm, and I'm going to demonstrate this bracket in a moment, this wrench. This can be installed either this way, or you can turn this over and install it this way. And what that will allow you to do is to set for either a left hand or a right hand installation. There is I'm going to remove what is called the main arm. Think of the main arm from the shoulder to the elbow, and then the forearm from the elbow to the wrist. This is a nut that's here, and they call it a friction nut. It's specially designed to resist any sort of rotational movement, even though they do move a little bit. But as the door opens, friction will be presented, and then it's held open there until the door is pushed back closed. And conversely, if you had a door of the opposite direction, you'd push it this way. When you install this on the door in frame and on the closer, you basically set the door to the degree at which you want to hold it open. Then this very important wrench that's important to keep, because this box style wrench does the job so perfectly. You're going to get that placed over the head of the nut, of the friction nut, and you're basically just going to turn that so that it sets itself to the degree that you want to have it hold open at. Okay? So now I've got it holding open at this sort of orientation. So you can set that however you like, just by how you position the nut. Door's held open, tighten the nut down while you're holding the door open, and that will set that degree of hold open. Now, there is a few links below this video I'd like to go over. First of all, installation instruction, and that document talks about the friction hold open arms require occasional maintenance after multiple engagements. User will notice when maintenance is needed because the hold open function will become loose. It's not going to hold open anymore. You're going to have to push it further to get it to hold open. When this happens, simply repeat the process of setting the hold open point and tighten down the nut as shown. The friction hold open arms are meant to be used in scenarios where the door is held open occasionally, not frequently. A friction style hold open arm is really not the best choice for a hold open arm, because you put a significant amount of torque on the linkage, the mounting to the frame or to the door, the closer body attached to the door or to the header, the door itself, when you're literally pushing it to get two pieces to hold in a friction style together. However, they're also very common because they're easy to operate, they're easy to maintain, and they're usually the least expensive. Now, of course, it goes without saying this would be completely impermissible to use on a fire-rated door. You would never use this sort of device on a fire-rated door. But if you have an occasional need to hold a door open, and it's not a fire-rated door, this is very likely a great option. Now, there's another link to... I said that prior link was installation instruction. It's actually called template. There's a link to the installation instructions, which is the entire 5200 series installation instruction sheet, and there's really no reference to hold open, with the exception on page 2, step 6, Identify the direction of hold open nut according to the hand of the door as shown. And basically, if you have a right-hand door, the nut will be pointed towards the top. And if you have a left-hand door, the nut will be pointed down towards the bottom. If you have it installed incorrectly, you're going to know immediately that it does not work. So that would be the first thing to reverse, and then to refer to the installation instructions. And those directions are repeated, whether it's regular arm, top jam mount, or parallel arm installations is where that's repeated. Now, you're going to want to follow the directions for how you're installing it, because the orientation of things might change. I don't believe that they do at all, because the entire door closer flips over, but let's check it out. Your parallel arm mount, left hand is with nut down. Regular arm is with the nut down on a left hand. Parallel arm is with the nut down as well. Where you're going to change that is when you have a top jam mount, because everything gets literally flipped over. The nut will be pointed towards the top. So follow the orientation of that per one of the three ways that you're installing it. Now, there is finally, well, not finally, but almost, there is a link to the 5200 series product catalog, which is very handy because it gives you an overview of the entire line of 5200 series closers. And while this video is about a hold open arm, you'll be able to review that arm on the page where it's found, which is page 8 of the document, and importantly, all of the other variations of arms that are possible for the 5200 series. The subsequent pages will get into other accessories. The box wrench is going to be included. You're going to be able to hold your friction arm. That square prep is for holding the arm portion of the main arm onto the assembly. This will allow you to account for a variety of jam depths, reveal preps, and installation aspect in terms of how it relates to the degree of opening. You'll adjust that accordingly. And plus, sometimes people will modify the installation to account for an unusual condition. They might preload the door closer because it's exceptionally windy, so that you are skipping the latching valve portion of the closing cycle to be able to just get the door pulled closed and held closed. There will be a screw package that's going to be included with your material on this. You'll have enough screws to get the unit attached to the header or to the door with or without the bracket. And then, of course, the arm that will attach the main arm down to the closer body. Okay? And those parts are available separately as well. Now, finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all the Hager items that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website as well as the full line product catalog. Now, that is a substantial document because Hager, while their namesake is Hager Hinge, they do far more nowadays and have for a very long time items well beyond just the hinge, whether it's institutional, architectural, residential, commercial hinges. Hager has it covered. But they do so many other things: trim and auxiliary, weather stripping, lock sets, door closers, exit devices, electrified hardware, sliding track and hangers for bypass, bifold, pocket sliding applications, Roton continuous geared aluminum hinges, accessory hardware, signage, filler plates, things of that nature. They basically provide everything for the door opening except the door and frame, and I bet you they're working on that. If you have any questions on the Hager 5207-ALM, and by the way, the ALM stands for aluminum. This is also available in all the colors that you can get a 5200 in, which would be aluminum, gold, dark bronze, and just a sprayed bronze that would complement a satin bronze or maybe a satin brass type color. Thank you very much.